Friends, I hope you'll forgive me. This week's video is going to be, let's just say, unprofessional, not very polished. I apologize for that, but I wanted to share some updates on the house anyway. So I thought I would just kind of walk you around and show you what we've gotten done on the house so far. For me, it doesn't feel like there's been big changes, but then I watched the last video I put out and I'm like, oh, a lot has actually happened. So just gonna walk you through like you're hanging out with me today, and I'll show you what has been done. Okay, since we're in this little dining room area, let me show you what we finally completed. So we actually had to get some framing, some professional framing help to be able to take down the wall that we had here. As you can see, we poked a lot of holes trying to see what was going on with the framing. Very unique framing here. Back in the day, they didn't really have house plans. I think they made things up as they went. So what ended up happening was this wall was fine to take down, the one that was running with the dining room, but the one that was running this way was actually bearing weight up there. So we had to get a framer to go up there and re-frame some things before we took that down. And I'm glad that my husband looked in this hole and we got some professional advice before we knocked that wall down and probably caused a lot more damage. And then while the framer was here, we actually had him cut the hole and frame out for a third window. So these are old wood windows. A new wood window was going to cost, how much did they quote us at, Kevin?
$2,400.
For one window? $2,400 for one wood window. So needless to say, we're gonna do some vinyl ones here. These windows are problematic in the whole house. They're, what are they called?
Storm windows.
Storm windows. So they're double layered and moisture gets locked in there. So we may have to think about a whole house window replacement at some point, but not right now. But while we're doing these three, we're just gonna get the vinyl window look that I want. The third one will go there so that we can center a table in those three windows. As far as those doors, we're actually going to wall that in, close off these little closets that the mice love, and on the other side, make that a mudroom. So that's the garage, and this would be an awesome closet space for a mudroom, which is definitely more of what we need. So I'm gonna put a big hutch there on that new empty wall, which will be great for more kitchen storage, and I think it'll look really pretty too. So we still need to finish the flooring since we had to stop until we got that wall done, but that's the progress on the dining room. Kitchen is phase 2 of the remodel, so I'm just trying to keep that functional as can be, and we'll tackle that when the rest of the house is done. So we're doing some beadboard in here. It's just been cut. Oh, I need to show you guys the new flooring. I forgot you only had a peek of it in the last video, but it looks really, really pretty. Love it with the darker wood tones in all of my antiques. One of you thought it was surprising that I picked such a light flooring for a cottage style home, but these feel like raw wood boards to me. And for my like final vision, I think they'll work great. But we'll put some beadboard and some cool molding in here. Hopefully that will happen tomorrow or the next day. Okay, into our schoolroom slash living room. Someone wants to come along and say hi. Oh, he winked at you. All right, in our schoolroom, we are taking these IKEA half stud cabinets and making them look like built-ins. So major upgrading the look. We're adding kind of like a valance there. You can see if there's some holes to mark where I want light fixtures to go so that we can drill those. It's propped up so that we can build a countertop and insert it in there. But this has took a lot of thinking, and but I think it's gonna look really cool. And I'll show you guys in a minute here the paint colors that I have in mind, but these will be quite bold, kind of like the blue on the outside of the house. I really want them to walk in here and feel like it's an extension of that cottage look that they have outside. Okay, this entryway is turning out to be one of my favorite spots. I do just want to mention where we are doing a lot of it ourselves, we are hiring help as well. We've hired help on the flooring, and we have another guy that's been helping Kevin with the millwork and the trim and everything. But we've kind of picked everything out, designed it ourselves. It's really unique. So let me give you a close-up of the trim that we're doing here in the entryway. So while a lot of the house actually has vertical beadboard, like you're gonna see here in the living room, I decided to mix things up and do some horizontal, I don't know if they're, well, it's basically homemade beadboard is what we've done. So here's a close-up. We've taken big boards, I don't know the size of them all, and routed our own bead in them, as you can see. So it looks like handmade beadboard. Well, it is handmade beadboard basically. And so the chair rail cap here, we've built a ledge piece, and then this was just, you know, a flat board, and we routed it again to make some beading. This is also the look we're doing on the baseboard here with a beading thing and then a shoe piece. So this is kind of a fun idea. A lot of the historic homes that we toured when we went on our trip to the east had similar things like this, especially in the church history sites that we toured. And so I came away with a lot of ideas, and none of them can be bought at Home Depot. So we had to get creative and kind of make our own millwork and customize some beading and some pieces like this. But so I'm gonna do mostly all white walls, and then the trim work is gonna be the color in the home. So I'm excited about that and can't wait to get it painted. We're not touching the bathroom for now. That is gonna be phase 2. I've got little post-it notes here so we know what colors to do. Yeah, our mattress is on the floor and we gotta take it downstairs, so I didn't make it today. But this is the master bedroom. It had crown already, so we just added the same baseboard with the beading. All the windows and doors have been recased with the same look. This is a better angle. We did the beading on this piece and then added a ledge piece. The window casings are smaller and the door casings come out a little farther here. So this is all wood that we had to custom kind of route to get the rounded shape. So the basement is basically where we've been doing a lot of our living, but I wanted to show you how beautiful this transition ended up being with the blue stairs and the wood floors. I just love that little transition. Okay, this living room, it's needed a lot of love. We're recasing all the windows and door, keeping the wood door, keeping the brick. We added some tongue and groove between these beams, and they will be painted because I think that's a big clash with that. Well, I like wood, but it doesn't go with that brick, but it'll look really pretty painted. So this is beadboard on the wall, tongue and groove beadboard. We still need to put the little ledge piece right here to cover that. But it's the same kind of beaded piece with the baseboard with the beaded piece. So this is where we removed that closet, and I've got a guy coming that has a beam that looks similar to what's up on the ceiling. I had thought that this would be, once we took the closet down, that this would be flush with this part, but it's not. So we're gonna put a post, I guess it would more appropriately be called rather than a beam. We're gonna put that right there, which I think will look cool and kind of even out that space in an interesting way. We got some mudding to do, and then these are just gonna be all smooth white walls. But it's coming together. Look how pretty those floors are. This is where we eat and hang out. Anyway, so much fun to live in. Okay, so they actually prematurely taped up this railing, so I can't give you a very good look right there. But we're going to do a decorative trim piece right here and probably replace these because I don't like how they look. So the same decorative trim piece that's going under this stair skirting will go right here, and then we'll paint it all. Definitely keeping the banister, this pretty wood. This room, I just wanted to really feel neutral so that I could highlight the pretty wood that's here in the brick. In my mind, it's gonna work out, but we'll see. All right, I got some footage of the upstairs before we drug mattresses and plopped them on the floor. So I'll show you that. Upstairs is done and painted, so you're gonna see a lot of updates. Turned out so cute. So let me share that footage with you. Okay, let's first take a look at the hallway now. Now we actually decided to keep the wallpaper that was here. It gives me a bit of 90s vibes, to be honest, but the kids love it so much and it is quite charming. I love floral wallpaper, and since it was already there in abundance, I thought maybe we can just upgrade the lower trim and it'll actually help that wallpaper not look so dated. So this was my attempt. So we did some beadboard and like a chunky ledge piece on the chair rail and painted it this beautiful green gray. I'm going to talk about the paint colors I've picked at the end of this video, so hang tight for that. We decided to keep all the casings and the doors this pretty wood color. I didn't have the heart to paint it up here, and it came together so nice. Let me know how you feel about it, but we actually love it. I love the wallpaper even more now. This green gray color is just beautiful. I was so nervous doing such a bold color. I've been a neutral girl most of my designing life, but this home just calls for more color. So we threw it in this hallway, and I just think it's charming. You'll also notice these like fold up stairs that we can fold into the wall. Leads to a little loft room. That's going to be another project that we're going to focus on soon to kind of extend this big loft that's at the top of this peak on the house. Make it a bigger loft, a bigger play area, maybe even a bedroom for a kid to sleep in. We'll see how it turns out, but that's what's up there. Oh, I made a color mistake. I am discovering that choosing yellow paint is the hardest color to do. There are so many undertones. It takes on such a different look in different environments. So this yellow, it's Day Room Yellow by Farrow&Ball. It's what's painted all over the room, and it's too bright. It's like, I don't know if you can tell, the sun's not quite out yet, but I chose it thinking it was like more of a nice grown-up kid yellow. Well, it got on here and it just reminds me of Sesame Street, so. So anyway, that's kind of the downside of hiring someone to paint, I guess, is they kind of do it all and then you see it. Had we painted it, I might have stopped myself earlier on. I don't know, maybe not. But this is what we're gonna repaint. I just know I won't like it. It's not the vision my daughter and I had, so they're coming to repaint again today, and I'm choosing Lemon Cream by Valspar. Valspar, is that how you say that? A lot lighter. Let's see here. It's much more of a pale yellow. So we're gonna give that a try. But chalk this one up to a failure. That's gonna set us back in time and money, which is a bummer, but I think it'll be worth it to just fix this right now while everything's still taped up. All right, let's head into the yellow room for my daughter who just loves yellow, and she is sunshine through and through, so this fits her well. But I'm so glad I ended up changing this yellow color and making it a little lighter. It is so sweet and beautiful. I love the color combo of that yellow with the wood doors and window trim. I think it's perfection, and I cannot wait to decorate this room. I've never done a yellow room, so it's gonna be a fun challenge. But I also really like how the wood floors look in this room next to the yellow. There's just some really interesting tones going on in this room that make it feel so cozy and comforting. And man, I just really can't wait to decorate. And now let's move into the pink room for my other daughter. This one particularly loves pink. So we did the baseboard and the closet doors in this rosy pink color. And we just ended up painting the rest of the walls white because we are thinking we want to do this room wallpapered to make it really cottagey. She loves all things cottage core. She's really inspired by scenes from Anne of Green Gables movies and things. So this is going to be a little Anne of Green Gables room, and I'm excited to pick out some wallpaper to put on here that goes with this pink. I think it'll be really cute. And just a super quick glance into my little boy's room. I've already showed this as a reveal, so if you want to go back to that video, I'll link it below. But he hasn't had access to his Legos for a couple weeks, and I did not have the heart to tell him to clean it up just so I could grab this clip. So here's this room with the new flooring. I love the wall treatment, so we didn't touch anything. We're just putting it back together, and it looks so good with the new flooring. I love the upstairs. It just feels so colorful and like the most fun cottage kids space. I love seeing how the colors merge together, how they coordinate, and yet each have their own personality. It is such a fun space, and I'm really excited about what we've done here. Okay, the lighting's not great, friends. It's a dark and gloomy day, but I wanted to share the paint palette that I am exploring right now. I've changed my mind quite a few times, but here's what you saw upstairs. I just think those go together. There's that view at the top of the stairs where you see all bedrooms, and it's so pretty. So the green that we did for the trim work, it is Farrow&Ball card room green, a very pretty green gray. And then my daughter's room that I initially messed up with the yellow, this is what we landed on. It's been taped. It's called Lemon Cream by Valspar. Is that how you say that? And then for my daughter's room, that rosy pink. And then I think we want to actually wallpaper her room, but that pink was what she wanted. I'm not getting a very good glimpse of the color, but you saw it upstairs, really pretty. So this is kind of the neutrals that I'm going to use. This big peel and stick is White Dove. That's what's also right here. But White Dove by Benjamin Moore. I like this white because it's kind of like a warm white. And then I love whites and soft grays together. So in the entryway and master bedroom, I'm doing the soft linen by Magnolia. I love that color. I've actually used it a lot. And then I think I want the living room trim to be a more subtle contrast. So just very subtle. Most people probably won't even notice, more like a white on white. So the walls will be White Dove, and then the trim will be Slipper Satin by Farrow&Ball. And like I said, I wanted the blues to kind of come inside from the outside of the house. So I picked this vintage Weathervane by Magnolia, and that is what's going to be in the schoolroom on those bookcases and on the crown and the baseboard and the chair rail that we're painting. It'll be quite bold and contrasting with the White Dove, but I'm excited about it. I think it'll be really pretty. And then since you know I love my blues, in the pantry that adjoins the kitchen, which is going to be like our butler's pantry or prep kitchen area, I'm going to color drench that room and do a tone on tone. So the bottom base will be this Solitary State by PPG, and the top walls will be Tornado. So it'll be kind of like a blue tone on tone and just like drench the room. Oh, the ceilings will be this one. So I'm excited to play around with that. I've never done something like that, but in my mind, I think it'll be really pretty, especially since it's adjacent to the schoolroom with this darker blue. And then with so much white in the house, it'll really pop. Anyway, this is like my Tidbits blue. If you guys have been around with me for a while, I love a soft blue gray, and I call it my Tidbits blue. And of course I had to put it in the house. So these are other colors. This dark moon is actually what's downstairs. Many of you have asked me what that color was, and I had to find the sample so I could remember the name. The Dark Moon by Magnolia. It's another blue-gray. It feels more blue than gray than these other ones I've picked, but it's such a pretty dusty blue. If you saw my basement in the Christmas home tour, you'll have to go check that out, since I probably won't get to that reveal for a minute. But these are some other colors that I really loved. This rustic oak, it's a nice darker brown. And I think I might want to use it maybe even here in the dining room or like on a piece of furniture. I'm not sure, but I want to tie that in somewhere. And then this is another pretty green gray that I thought would be pretty in the bathrooms once we get there. Pigeon by Farrow&Ball. It's a little lighter than that one we used upstairs, but it's a really pretty color that I think would look lovely in bathrooms or even maybe in the kitchen somewhere. So there's my color choices so far. We'll see how it all comes together. All right, I hope you enjoyed that quick update. We will keep working. Let me know if you have any questions as I get going so that I can make sure and address them either in the comments or in future videos. But it is busy around here, and we have kind of buried our heads and have just been working hard. It's chaotic, but I am so grateful that we have a roof over our heads and that we have the opportunity to make this beautiful home in this community just even better. I love this home, always have, and it feels like such a privilege and blessing to be able to make it pretty. So I'm glad you're joining me as we make over the Lavender Blue Cottage. It's going to be a bit of a marathon sprint here for a while, and then I'm sure I'll slow down as I go room by room and decorate it and get it just right. So thanks for joining me, and I will be back very soon to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home.